So here we are with Nadov. He's our tile gentleman, and he was pointing out some things that we would want to take into consideration. And so, I don't know where to start. We were talking about a bench seat, and so that would, and it would go across here. We were thinking of having it floating, not come all the way to the floor. Suspended, and that way when you were standing in there, that lower part,
you have a place for your legs to go back.
Yeah. And then a round drain would be kind of tucked a bit under the bench or right so that you're not standing on the drain. The
tile, it goes all the way up to the ceiling.
Yeah, so we'll have the tile all the way up.
And did you want it as a running bond or did you want it straight?
What is that word?
Running bond. I mean, do you want it like a brick pattern or do you want it straight up?
Oh, that'll be an excellent question for the people on the other end of this video. And then, of course, the wall that makes it will only go up, and we have to decide. I think it was 5.5 foot and a half. And then it'll come out with glass above that. Did we want a little suspended corner seat here? A couple $100 extra, just for the cutting and shaping. We're thinking right here of a shampoo inset. It could also go here, but there's a little bit of challenging about framing it. I mean, we could do it. It's just when you walk in to the shower, let me get back at the print here. So you walk in and you have a shampoo thing here. And so when you're showering, you just reach over, grab your shampoo. There'll be the suspended bench seat here. Yes or no on a little curved seat here. The drain will actually be slightly underneath there. When we make this transition here, now we talked about this door being kind of narrow. We wanted it big enough to get through, but we are not going to be able to have a little bump out, so to speak, which you'll see on a whole lot of the shower video pictures he's going to show you. So the shower will just end, and then there'll be either wall or wainscoting. So he'll bullnose that. And everywhere else that we have a transition, he has a machine that he can bullnose tile right on site. He's also offered that the big travertine tiles, he can cut them and make a cove base all around. It shouldn't be too expensive, but costs are rising. What was the other? Oh, mainly because right here you're going to get a lot of splash as you step out wet, and so he wanted a little tile coming up the wall, and that can either just be done or it rings the room as a tile cove base. And there was something else right about that you had mentioned. Oh, and then right here, I assume, we do not want any step. Most of the things you'll see on his Best of Nadov photos, people have you come up to your door and you have a step so that water doesn't come out. Because we're brand new construction, we can properly do this to where there will be no step, nothing to trip on, and yet it still slopes down to the drain. And Terry and I will be doing that part, so it won't really cost very much. And then he'll come in and build to it. Oh, I know what it was. The flooring out here, which is this lovely stuff. And, of course, then the travertine 12 by 24 is over there. Nadov was mentioning that this is not very appropriate inside the shower due to the complex shape, custom organic shape that it has to make. And I'm speaking for him. Please step in at that point of what you suggest we do instead.
We can do if there's a couple of suggestions that you might consider. One is to take the travertine from the wall, and I can rip up like 3x3 tile, and we can just use that. It would be the same material, the same color, and we can just make that for the floor. Another thing is to get natural river rock, natural stones, which I hand set also starting from the drain and work it to the wall so there's no cuts. It's very organic, it's very nice looking, and it's nice on your feet when you take a shower.
And that's because the stones step up a little bit? They stand up?
Well, they're not the same height, and they have this round round top, so,
So-
they make like an acupressure.
Little shiatsu thing going on there.
Which
Okay.
is really, really nice when you're barefoot in the shower. If there's something that you like, and again, we can just use some of the wall tile and make floor tile for that.
Okay, let me pause it here for a moment. Okay, here's an example. This will be emailed to you, but I just wanted to get you knowing what it is we're talking about. Another kind of organic look. Another look. Here's an example of taking slate, cutting it into small pieces. This is not quite that round river rock organic look. It's just another way of getting large pieces of tile to flow into a complex shape down to the drain. Here's an example of how the waterproof membrane comes up the wall. And it just shows the hardy backer and the pan making a transition. This one would actually have a step, but ours would not necessarily, and it would not have a step at the current design. So it's not suspended, but there's just an example. And go ahead and scroll to a different one there real quick. Okay, and then the next one is the same shower. There's that, and then the next one. That's the one we saw, and then that. Okay. And so you were saying that that particular shower there
65.
ran about $6,500.
Yeah.
Okay. And already, I think I already asked this. Just did we want the tile on the back wall to go all the way to the ceiling? And I thought the answer was yes. This all the way to the ceiling. This all the way to the ceiling, and of course this wall here only goes up, part way like we talked about. Back on that same concept, if we wanted to try to cheapen things back, we could have the tile only go up to a certain part and then just be drywall, painted drywall, green board actually above that, well waterproofed, but it would just stop the tile from having to go a little bit farther. Nadov mentioned that he just charges $40 an hour labor, $10 an hour for someone who helps him. And while he can give sort of estimates and guesstimates due to his 30 years of expertise, he simply does just bill that by the hour. And a whole bunch of emails will be coming your way. So not to make the video too long, just a quick look at here's that wall. Here will be the opening where we can do the cabinetry that can be accessed from both sides. Right about here will be that sink. And of course, washer dryer. And what Nadov had said, just kind of that early guesstimate, talking about when I explained what we thought we wanted and we can add to and take away. He thought it'd take about 50 hours and then about $800 or $1,000 in materials that he just gets us at cost. And that's why it's, $50 an hour for him and a helper. So now to look at beams. They have come out real pretty. That's just some temporary stuff to simulate or keep it out because the drywall is going to slide up underneath it.